To solve any radical equations, make sure that you first isolate the radical part. In this case, is the square root part. So this is the radical part in this equation, which is already isolated on the left-hand side. Once it's isolated, you square both sides. So I'm going to square the left side and the right side. Make sure you add grouping symbols on each side. On the left-hand side, the square root and the square, they cancel each other out. So we have 2x minus 3. On the right-hand side, it's simply x minus 3 times x minus 3. So I'm going to apply the formula, which is a minus b squared equals a squared minus 2ab plus b squared to quickly find out the answer. But of course, you could use the FOIL or the area model to calculate what that is. So if I apply the formula, it's going to be x squared minus 6x plus 9. And now we have a quadratic equation. So quadratic equation, you could solve it in any way you like. I'm going to move everything to one side of the equation for my quadratic equation. And since the coefficient of x squared is positive on the right-hand side, I'm going to move this 2x to the right-hand side and also going to move that negative 3 to the right-hand side. So these are my inverse operations. Negative 2x, positive 3. Perform that inverse operation. The left-hand side will become 0 as expected. The right-hand side is x squared minus ax plus 12. And now this is a quadratic equation that can be solved by factoring or quadratic equation or completing the square. So it's up to you which method you like to use. I think this one I'm going to solve by factoring. So first, let's do the two factors as you have. And then I'm going to use educated guess. X squared comes from x times x. And then positive 12 comes from different factors. But I know that the middle term must be negative ax. So I know the two numbers must be negative 2 and negative 6. Because negative 2 times negative 6 is positive 12. Negative 2 times plus negative 6 is negative 8. That's how I get these guesses. And then I'm going to apply the zero product property. Something times something equals 0. That means each of them could be 0. So x minus 2 could be 0. X minus 6 could be 0. Solve each of them for x. We get two solutions. Or I would say potential solutions, 2 and 6. So that's not the end of it because we're solving a radical equation. You need to check. Let's check each of them. Let's check the first one, x equals 2. So how do you check? You substitute this solution into the original equation and then see if you get a true statement. This is the original equation in the skeleton form. Square root of 2 grouping symbol minus 3 equals grouping symbol minus 3. Inside the grouping symbol, you plug in the solution, potential solution 2, and then you check if the left equals the right. The left-hand side, this is square root of 4 minus 3, which is 1. This one is negative 1. Apparently, they're not equal. So this is not a solution. This one is false. We're going to eliminate the first one. Let's check the second one. So I'm going to do the same thing. 2 grouping symbol minus 3, grouping symbol minus 3. And then inside the grouping symbol, plug in the potential solution 6. And let's check. On the left-hand side, inside it is 12 minus 9, which is 9. On the right-hand side, it's 3. Is that right? It's right. Square root of 9 is 3. So the x equals 6 is a solution, but x equals 2 is not a solution. Therefore, at the end, you should say the solution is, in this case, only x equals 6. So don't forget to check your solution for any radical equations that you solve.